Alright, what's up guys? I'm back with a lot more hair, but also I haven't posted a video in a little while. Well, I guess I posted that video on how to seat a tire. Today I'm going to show you how to change a throttle cable on a Chinese quad. And I'm just going to show you the routing real quick for it. This is actually the thumb throttle. This is the thumb throttle. You have to remove these two screws, but before I get to that, just follow that line all the way down. And it's gonna go to the top of your carb, which is this right here, and you literally just have to unscrew this. So that comes out. Normally there's a little needle on the end, and you know what, let me get to it real quick. Okay, so normally it's gonna look like this. There's gonna be a spring and a needle, but there's also a little spot on this side where, let me see, right here, where you have to squeeze this. You have to squeeze this spring in. This one's broken actually, but you have to squeeze this in and slide this out to the top of that needle. This is normally where it would sit, is right in there. Let me see if I can get a better view of it. Normally it's gonna sit like right on this side, and you literally squeeze that needle. Oh wait, it's on the side, sorry. So it's gonna sit right in there. You have to squeeze that spring in and then slide that little wire stud thing out through this side, and then this thing will pop off. Same with the spring, will pop right out too. And then you literally just have to pull this off. Let me see if I can do it. Actually, I'm replacing this one anyway, so it doesn't matter. So you literally have to pull that off. That's gonna slide off the end, like that. And then you pull the boot off. That's the boot. And then you go back to the two screws on top that I was talking about. Right here. These two screws, you have to unscrew those. I'm gonna unscrew those real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have these screws loosened. This thing's just gonna pop off like this. There's a little gasket in there. You wanna make sure you don't lose that gasket. It keeps dirt and everything out of there. But you're actually gonna pop this out through the top, slide it out through the side, and then literally just slide it out. And you can actually repair these. I don't know if you know that, but if you have a soldering tool, you just put like a glob of solder and try to round it off and make it as square as possible. But this one I'm just gonna replace. I think they're about $10. But anyways, that slides right out. I'm gonna grab the new throttle cable, slide it back in through here, put those two screws on. That'll be the top of this. And then I'm gonna show you how to do the float needle and put it back on. You know what? I feel like this is easy enough to do with one hand. So you're literally just gonna slide that back in through there, slide it through there. Make sure this grommet goes back to the top up here, because that's actually what keeps it in place. Am I doing this right? Yeah. That's actually what, so when you put the top cover back on, it's literally gonna lock all this back into place. And I'm gonna put those screws back on. I'll be right back. But you have to make sure that little grommet is seated on that little groove right there, because if not, it won't hold tension and you won't have any throttle. I'm gonna put the cover back on real quick, and I will be right back. Okay, so I have those two screws installed. The throttle's in there. So when you push it, to know you have this installed correctly, when you push this, you'll see the throttle cable going in and out. That's the end of the throttle cable. And I'm pushing the throttle like this. This is the thumb throttle. I'm pushing the thumb throttle, but you'll see that thing go in and out. The throttle cable go in and out like that, and that's when you know you have it installed. And then you just need to put the boot back on the cable. I don't think I can do that with one hand, but literally just put this boot back on the cable, put this thing back on the boot. I'm gonna do that real quick. I'll be right. All right, so I have the boot installed. Next, you want to put this spring on, slide it in through there. You're gonna have to compress the spring and then put your float needle back in. Your float needle goes down like this, but the way you have to do it is you have to slide it through this one side, but your spring is going to be in between here, so you have to compress it. And there's actually a little seat for it right there. You can see it. I'm going to do that real quick. I'll be right back. All right, so I have everything installed. Next, you're just going to put this back onto the top of the carb and screw it back in. But the thing is, there's a little groove in the carb that this aligns with, so it has to be aligned in order to get it seated. And I can't show you the inside of the carb because I already have it installed. But that's actually it. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this back in, slide it in, screw this back on top of the carb. I'll just have the throttle cable installed. Got that back onto the carb. You can actually hear it, I don't know. You can hear it like functioning, listen. And that is pretty much it. That's how you know you have it installed correctly. It's very simple, very easy. Should literally take you maybe 5 minutes to do. And if you need to adjust that at all, there's an adjustment right here. But for the most part, it's very straightforward, very easy to do. Anyways, I guess for now, I'm out. As always, I'll link everything in the description. If you need a throttle cable, it'll be linked in the description. And yeah, that's how you support the channel. Anyways, I'm out.